I've opened up the project that we had from day one just to import these sprites into it. And before I do, I'm going to clean up my project just a little bit here. So we have a folder called prefabs, and we have a lot of sprites just kind of thrown down here. So I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call it sprites. Okay, and you'll see that there. So in Unity, thankfully, we're able to just drag and stuff around. So we're going to take all these images and even the animation bit that was related to one of them, and we're going to put it into sprites just to clean up our folder a little bit. So I'm going to come into my sprites, and I'm going to bring in my animations. So we'll start off with my UFO. We'll bring in my projectile and my explosion, and I can close that folder. So if we remember back to day one, we had some kind of different settings when we were setting up a sprite that has multiple frames in it. So remember we had this guy up here, we then applied it and then went into the sprite editor, and then we were able to actually cut out the individual frames. So I'm going to change from single to multiple. I'll click on my apply button. I will open up my sprite editor. It looks a little bit funny, doesn't it? But we'll leave it for the time being. Going to import this in, and now we need to spit out these frames. So previously the way we did this, we used the cell count. That's because they're all very, very tightly packed together. So if there's no space, or if I think Unity's going to have an issue cutting these out, I would have to manually kind of go in and pick how many cells there is or how big are each one of these images. The automatic should work absolutely fine here though, because there is a nice transparent space between each one of these, so I should be able to cut them out. So I'll click on slice. If I remember, then I click on my color tab, and I can see perfectly done. So I'll click on apply. That is my UFO completed. I will do the same for my projectile. So set it to multiple, apply it, and then open my sprite editor. And I should be absolutely fine for this one here then as well. So I'll go slice and leave it on automatic. Oh, I clicked apply before checking, but yeah, that looks to be all absolutely fine. So we can close that one, and then finally we have our explosion. So we're going to set this to multiple, we'll apply, and then we'll open our sprite editor. So with this one, the automatic will definitely work if you want to do it, but I'm actually going to split it up so it stays a consistent size, maybe what I'm doing. So I'm going to do by cell count. So I have 2 columns, and I have 3 rows, and we'll go slice. I'll click on apply, and that is it. That is all the art assets we're going to need for the time being imported. So depending on how you did this, if you had no animations, you were able to just drag and drop them in. But if you had multiple frames inside the image, you would have had to have brought them in as a multiple. Okay, so